Podcast, WATP.
Aaron Imholt this week, he's very upset with Patrick Melton, as usual, but he's getting the upper hand. And I like that. I like when Aaron's winning. Whenever you see these rivalries go on, you don't want one team dominating. You want Yankees, Red Sox before 2004. Right? You want to see, like, sometimes this team wins, sometimes that team wins. Makes it more exciting.
Of course.
So,
no, unless you're John, you just always want the Yankees to win.
Well, right. I mean, I'm not talking about insane people. Normal people want to see it go back and forth, get volleyed around a little bit. And so I think NLO has been getting some W's over the toe in the last year and a half. So it's time for a shift, I would say.
So, yeah, there is some stuff tonight that's going to be a little dramatic.
Okay.
But it's going to be all right. Just the only thing that I care about is that we make a little money tonight. That's it. Because
What's up the air?
Change of pace.
I thought he was in it for the pure joy and the comedy aspect.
This fucking guy, you can't find a clip of this guy not talking about the goal. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I'm not even trying to focus on the goal right now. We're trying to focus on other things. But did I mention My Lost Interest put this together? If I didn't, My Lost Interest put this together.
yeah. That's it. Because I looked at the books.
Yeah?
If we can nail every goal between now and next Tuesday.
Okay.
Back in the black, where misses every once in a while are not going to kill us.
Nice.
Where
This is fascinating to me. Because we've been wondering, he's been saying for a while, like, we just need to hit these goals for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll be good to go. And everyone's speculating, oh, you're going back to radio. We're going to get into that in a moment. You got another job. What's going on? Why is it just a couple of weeks? So he's doing the math on the back end, and he's saying, if we can hit every goal between now and next Tuesday, then we're even. And he's in a place where if he misses by $50, $80, he's not as stressed about it. They'll make up for it another time. This is what I can't figure out. Because he also talks about, and we'll get into these clips too, he has a certain type of lifestyle that he enjoys living. He's on the golf course all the time. He's buying himself new Vikings jerseys and going to games and doing all this stuff.
Jerseys.
Women's Vikings jerseys. They have a nicer fit, you know? You don't want them too baggy in the shoulders where the pads would go on a man. You want the women's cut.
Understood.
Sure. And then you get to the point where he's like, but also, if we make the goal over the next 5 episodes, then I can finally relax. So we're within an inch of this working or not working. Yeah. But then at the same time, he also needs to make 6 figures a year in order to live his lifestyle in rural Minnesota.
What if he misses by $20 each episode?
Then he's fucked.
Are we fucked?
Yeah, it's over.
That's what I don't understand.
That's what's crazy about it. Yeah, he goes nuts over $5 at the end of the program.
He just took on a new job at the gym.
He is working at the gym. That is true.
you have one of those evening shows where it's like, we missed by 150.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you going to do? You know?
Yeah.
Put it on my tab. And also, Patrick Melton crying in the fucking breast milk over me. A guy who has hitched his wagons to my horse for 2 years, done nothing but harass anyone tangentially involved with me for 2 years, has made fucking disgusting comments about my daughter that are archived, everything else, now saying that I'm defaming him for pointing out those comments about my daughter. Can you think of a bigger fucking pussy? Everybody on the internet should point out what a fucking pussy bitch this guy is. And by the way, him melting down about this, is desperate, and is him losing it. And again, I'm sorry that I can read this guy like a book. I'm sorry I see through him. And
I hate when he apologizes. It's such a
such
a smug, arrogant, cocky thing to do. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm just better at this than everyone else, and that I knew this was going to happen all along, and you guys are all idiots. I'm sorry. That's what happened.
It's a gift and a curse. He didn't want that talent. You understand?
Right. He's sorry.
Thrust upon him.
And I don't think Aaron can see through Melton. Not even X-rays can see through that.
For sure.
And I'm sorry some of you hate me so much that you were blind to it. I told you that if I...
That's very offensive. Mike actually knows what's going on.
I didn't go tit for tat with this guy. If I just poked him once in a while and let him go, he'd break down.
He'd break himself.
He's been breaking down. I'm guessing the numbers are down.
That's hilarious. This is one of the things that Aaron does. He just makes up something in his head and then rips on you for it. I'm guessing less people are watching his show. Why don't you just look it up? You can just see it. The numbers are posted right there on YouTube.
I'm guessing it gave him cancer. How bad I'm
Right.
beating him now.
Yes. He just makes shit up. I'm guessing he cries himself to sleep every night. He's having a horrible existence. Sure. Why not?
I'm guessing he can't look in the mirror and realize, oh shit, I'm not talented. This was just all about Aaron. But now I've been creepy. I've gone, what happened was he went too far with the Aaron shit and people turned on him.
Okay. So in his mind, everyone's turned on Patrick Melton because he went too far with the Aaron shit. Now, let me explain what he's talking about. We've talked about it before in the show. It's boring.
Please, yeah.
But Patrick made a single joke about, because Aaron didn't have a cup holder in his car, and he said, just tell your daughter to stand on her head. Boom. There's a cup holder. I'm paraphrasing, however he said the joke.
Okay.
And Aaron has turned this into that Patrick Melton sexually harasses minors. And he says this over and over again. He says, well, I mean, this guy is sexually harassing minors. And so Patrick goes on and goes, you shouldn't say that. I wish you'd stop saying that. And the reason why he's doing that is because in order for any defamation lawsuit to take place, you have to let the person know, I want you to stop saying that. And then you document how many times they say it and how often they say it and how they say it. And you get all of that. Now, you might say you need to prove damages. Not for that type of defamation. If you just say that someone's sexually harassing underage people and they're not, that's all it takes. But at the same time, Aaron also keeps saying you shouldn't work with Patrick on his super tip system because he sexually harasses minors. And anyone working with Patrick is a piece of shit for doing that. So he's also trying to ruin his business at the same time. So it's probably a suit there.
Is this just an Aaron thing, or are people actually like turning on
That's what happened.
Melton?
Okay. Here's what's actually happening.
Yeah.
There is a thread in Kiwi Farms that Aaron gets all of his news from.
Right.
And in this thread, and Kiwi Farms is not a fan of Nick Rekieta. So Kiwi Farms, because they don't like Nick Rekieta, is definitely on the side of Aaron versus Nick and Patrick Melton in all of this. So that's what's happening from this. And then Aaron sees whatever this Kiwi Farms. And by the way, Kiwi Farms is the same place where they've exposed that Aaron in court papers beat his ex-wife and his two ex-wives were commiserating about how he treated them. All of this came out of Kiwi Farms. He ignores that because that's all horseshit.
Can't believe everything you read on the Kiwi.
Right. But then when it's about Patrick Melton, he's like, this is obviously what's going on.
It is. What's good about it is, though, it is much more reputable than Reddit and Twitter, which Aaron bashes people for listening to.
Correct.
So it's good that he goes to a reputable site.
Yes, Kiwi Farms is where you find all of the real information that's going on out there.
Dislike him. He says, Aaron's making people not like me.
Make yourself not.
Let me tell you something. I got my shit from Kiwi Farms. They're the ones who found all the clips he's ever done. I went on, I saw him, and I went, this guy's got a fucking issue.
He's got a history.
So now he's doing the Melton impression. He's like, oh, he's making everyone not like me. I watch a lot of NLO. I also watch too much Steel Toe. And the way he's reporting on this is just patently false.
Oh, okay.
Patrick Melton is never crying on his show going, I wish Aaron would just stop doing this. I can't take it anymore. Patrick's having a very good time in his life. Everything is tongue-in-cheek. Everything's a good time. He's never melting down like we actually see Aaron do on his show every day. He's never doing that.
So I guess that's what I was going to... Is he actually going to sue Aaron? Because I guess that's what Aaron would be referring to by crying.
He doesn't want to, but at the same time, he's making his case for it because Aaron won't stop saying that he sexually harasses minor children.
Interesting.
So at a certain point, you kind of got to put somebody on notice and go, listen, you can't get away with this. And Aaron's been dumb like this before. As we know, he's got other civil and criminal charges pending. He got kicked off the radio. He got kicked off Twitch. He doesn't know when to shut his fucking mouth. And he's acting like he's in control of everything and he's killing it.
He's also acting like he's going to get a job again.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get to that in a moment.
This guy's got a history
here. Yourself makes people not like you, dude.
You are an unlikable person. Here's what you did, Patrick. You hitched your wagons to me. You got in over your skis, and now you're not this everybody's darling anymore. A lot of people think you're a fucking creep.
You're not everyone's darling anymore. Was Patrick Melton ever everyone's darling?
The belle of the ball.
Wasn't he famously chased off the internet or whatever, however you want to describe it, from
By Red Bar?
Red Bar, yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember women fainting at DabbleCon, but
There he is.
The Beatles at Chase
His
Stadium.
hunch is even bigger in person.
You did that. I didn't do that. Kiwi Farms didn't do that. All we did was saw what you said and went, wow, this guy, to us, is fucking disgusting. This is a fucking disgusting guy. And if that makes you cry and that makes you sad, that's something you're going to have to deal with, buddy.
See, this is the thing that Aaron does. This is where he's gaslighting his eyes. He's like, this makes him cry. It makes him sad. No, that's not what's
Does
happening.
Aaron ever have fun on his show? Like, does Aaron ever have fun going back at Patrick Melton? Like, play some clips where Patrick Melton looks like a creep and make fun of him.
I've never seen it.
It's always this, like, he's turning his chair backwards to reason with the kids, you know, and tell him, like, hey, Patrick ain't cool, guy. I know you think he's cool sometimes, but he ain't, all right? That'll get you into trouble, listening to Patrick.
Right. It does sound like a say no to drugs conversation.
Yes.
Every fucking time. I know it might be fun at first, but it doesn't work out in the long term, guys. Don't be checking out the NLO.
There's never a laugh to be had. Like,
Just say no to NLO.
I don't know enough about what people are turning on Patrick. I'll have to look more into it. But, like, if they are, join them. Have some fun. Make fun of Patrick. This is just scolding us
Even
for some
pull
reason.
up, if you're reading this Kiwi Farms thread, pull that up.
Right.
Give us some of the highlights of it so we know what you're talking about. But for whatever reason, he never shows receipts. But now I want to give you an update on the radio gig. Because we just heard he said he just needs to make his goal for one more week and then he's going to feel better about it and things are going to be clear. But he also really wants to get back on the radio. And this is from...
As we encourage...
This is from Real Player Media, who does a great job archiving every episode of Aaron trying to hit the goal.
Ideas to lighten the load for us. It's just... As we incur fewer expenses, we'll be able to drop some things. I'm just hoping we can survive until that
I have
day.
a question, Aaron. Like what? Name one.
Yes, right. What are these expenses?
What's one expense? And don't say Johnny and Matt, who had nothing to the show.
Right.
well, his TikTok account for one.
The radio thing, I haven't checked on it lately. I've been afraid to. When people are out to get you and they fucking lie about you and shit, and then it hurts your, like, a gig you had lined up. Not that we had a finite start date for it. It does. It's demoralizing a little bit, but hopefully we get that straightened out. I've just been too chicken shit to check in on it. I've just been going, I'll give it some space. I'll give it some breathing room, whatever.
Give it some time.
Yeah, it's unfair, but such is life.
This is crazy. He's been talking about getting back on the radio. It's supposed to be September. In August, he was saying it was going to happen in September. Then when he talked to that Aussie guy and he asked him about it, he said, well, I got some legal things I got to take care of, and then we'll be able to get on it. He's too afraid to reach out to his future employer and check in because he doesn't want to hear the bad news that they've moved on.
Which means he doesn't have the job. What does he think? He's
Correct.
going to check in and they're going to be sitting there? Hey, Aaron, come on. Come here, buddy. Come on.
That's crazy to me that he's too afraid of this rejection that's obviously going to happen for him to even reach out and be like,
That is the most honest he's been.
it is. Yes.
Ever.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Well, he does say people are fucking with him and lying when I was able to find 5 reasons he wouldn't have a radio job. I didn't report him.
Right,
But,
yes, yeah,
I just
we're not-
found him on YouTube.
Not reporting it, yes. But watch this, because this is crazy. Later on in the show, he starts fantasizing about this gig working out on the radio.
It could be funny, though. Like, I just email and check in, and I'm like, hey, guys, what's up? And they're like, yeah, we actually said we weren't going to talk to you until November anyway, but just clear the shit up and we'll be fine. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. Because I do want to get back on the air. I do want to get back on and take back my number 1 spot. I never lost it, you know?
Nope.
I never lost it.
It was lost for you.
It was taken away from me, so I want to get it back.
You were fired.
Exactly what I'm saying.
You never lost it.
I didn't lose it. I was number one, and then I wasn't there anymore. I resigned.
I never lost my number one YouTube channel.
Right. I don't think it was number one. It was the most listened to podcast in the world today. Most famous. So Aaron is, and this was, I don't know, like maybe 10 minutes went by where he goes, I can't even reach out to them. And then he starts fantasizing, but what if I do? And they're like, yeah, of course you have a job here, Aaron.
Aaron,
and actually, we were thinking we should pay you more money than we originally talked about.
I feel like we owe you.
What have we paid you since September, even though you weren't here? We just start giving you retroactively all the money you would have made.
Can we smite your enemies for you?
Aaron, it seems like you haven't turned on the station. We've just been silent since you stopped talking to us.
What if he thinks he's playing hard to get? Like he's negotiating hard. He's like, wow, this guy really, we need him more than he needs us.
So stupid.
He won't even talk to us.
All right, this is Aaron. He's only 5 away from the goal from yesterday. Very exciting stuff.
Get out of it.
Well, we take 15 out of Thermodyne Diesel's 20. We take that 5 and that 199.
Doing the movie math right there.
Always my favorite.
We got to convert to gross to net, and then we'll figure out how much we are away from the goal.
Puts us 5 away from today.
Oh, we got this.
So a quick $5, and we call it another win for the toe after
Nice.
I once again, for like the third week in a row, lament my fucking existence when we don't knock it out right away. $5 away, help us out, and we'll call it another win for the toe. Oh, my God. Another day, another slog to the finish line.
This is exhausting for him. Could you imagine you're watching my show and I'm just like, oh, thank God. I didn't think we were going to get through this today.
You're not doing it justice. That was a sound marathon runners make.
Right.
Oh, my God.
It's just, there's nothing fun about watching a guy struggle to survive on a daily basis like this.
Just to
I
start
don't
up
agree.
another show.
Okay, fair enough. You're right. Maybe I'm off on that.
But, I will say, outside of that 10 minutes a day where I'm talking about how pathetic it is, I have fun doing the rest of it.
It's way more than 10 minutes. In fact, Real Media Player that I'm watching right now is the one who puts together the clips of just the begging for the goal portions, and it's 45 minutes to an hour of every program.
Is it up that much?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So he was doing videos for a while that are half an hour.
Yes.
So he's had a lot
It's
more work
only
to do.
increasing, and now he's doing 5 hours of the show because, as Patrick Melton predicted, he was used to do 4 hours and you get an extra 30 minutes if you get him to the goal. And now he's going, well, shit, I'm not going to make any money if I just leave. So now he's just staying out as long as he can just to make as much money as possible.
Carl, this video you're watching now is 57 minutes, 34 seconds.
Yeah, okay,
Holy
thank
shit.
you. And this is just the most recent one from Real Media Player.
This is from yesterday.
Yes.
It's a good way to make a living, despite all the begging, despite all the money we need to. Really, my biggest problem is people talk about the second mics and stuff. The problem is I had a really successful radio career. And
Okay, this is very fascinating to me. This is what you were just talking about before. What are the expenses? Why does he need to make so much money? Don't say it's just Johnny and Matt. That's not a lot of money. You don't need them.
Well, whether it's not a lot of money, you're deciding to
Right.
pay them. That's
Right.
not an expense.
He does solo shows. So let's hear what the real reason is he needs all this money.
problem is people talk about the second mics and stuff. The problem is I had a really successful radio career, and the money was coming in nice, and I have to keep it. That's the biggest expense. You can sit here and go, oh, it's Johnny, oh, it's this, oh, it was April, oh, it was that. Fact is, I made good scratch at that radio job.
That's insane to me. He got fired from a job, and now it's his viewers' job to make up that salary that he lost. I used to be a partner at a digital marketing agency. I never bring it up, but it's true. I made very good money. Oh, I do bring it up? I made very good money. I never once thought when I transitioned into podcasting, these people fucking owe me the amount of draw that I was taking from my position as or else I will podcast.
That's mostly what attracted me to this goal is the idea that the audience owes him. Like, the amount that I made the day I started my Patreon from podcasting was zero.
Yes.
I took a risk and said, hopefully people will subscribe to this thing. Come on, gang.
Right.
And luckily they did. And I probably make less money than Aaron, but I have my dignity. Like, I make a good living, and I don't have to beg them and berate them for not paying me enough.
Honestly, let's say hypothetically Shuley works at Piggly Wiggly
Okay.
as another job.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, that's the case. Way more dignity in that than begging on the internet twice a day. He's just Dark Side Phil with a different persona. I would much rather get a minimum wage job at the Wendy's up the street than beg on the internet every day.
Yeah,
But
it's like so.
Would you bartend?
Oh, that's embarrassing. Chad Zumach taught me that's very embarrassing to do that.
Like if I lose every subscriber, I will then make less money.
Yes.
I would then have to figure out another way to make money. I don't get to then go to box eating dad's house and say, buddy, where's the payment?
Right.
This thing goes till I die. Don't you understand? You owe me money eternally now.
Siri, call Icom Buckets. I gotta hash it out
People
with
might
that
stop
asshole.
listening at some point.
Yeah.
And I took that salary and I split it between April and I, and that was more than fine to take care of. And now, guess what? When you lose that job, you got to keep that income.
Wow. That's so telling. So he's accustomed to a certain lifestyle. And so now we all owe him that money.
So when I lose that job, you have to keep that income.
Right.
Right, yeah, that's what I mean.
Makes no sense. Now, the other thing that Aaron does, I just want one more clip on here, because now, we're down to only $5, and then he gets like another $1, which is 80 cents or 70 cents or whatever.
Jesus.
And he loves to do this thing, and I know you picked up on this, Mike, where he gets really cute with how to give him money. It never works. He'll be like, oh, we're 70 from the goal. What if 70 of you gave us $10 right now? That would get us to the goal. Like, everyone just chip in, $10, 7 of you. So he's got these weird scenarios. It never comes to fruition.
The problem is 6 of my friends always turn me down. I try to get people on board.
I know. I'm going to text them. I'm like, when are we going to give towards the goal? And everyone ignores me. So this is him having a little fun with how he's going to make up the rest of this goal.
Work. Anyway, we're 5 away from today. Never mind. We're 4 away from. Let's do the $1 at a time thing. So that's 80 cents, 160 cents. That's $1.60.
How funny is that idea?
Ooh.
What if we do the dollar at a time thing, guys? This will be hilarious for everyone involved.
can play.
Yes.
We're $3.40 away. That would be
What?
5 more $1 gives on Rumble, and we've knocked out today's goal.
You following this, Mike?
I don't think I've ever heard pennies away.
Me
I've
neither.
never heard $3.40 away.
340 away. And then he did the math in his head. He goes, okay, so that's 5 Rumble rants, $5 on Rumble rants. Figuring out the
percentage
The
they
VIG.
take.
Yep, the VIG.
The VIG, yeah.
Keep it going, guys. What did I say we were at? 340? Here we go. Let's, uh-oh. What did I do? Uh-oh. I fucked up. Hold on. I fucked something up. There we go. $3.40.
Stop saying
I'm going to keep track of this to the dime on this one. I want to see if they'll do it a buck at a time. 70 cents on YouTube for $1. 80 cents on Rumble for $1. Buffalo Jockey says, do you think you'll be back on...
Can you believe he's doing that right now?
70 cents on Rumble for... What does he mean?
So I guess Rumble only takes 20% and
Okay.
YouTube takes 30%.
Okay.
So he's doing the
Correct.
math for us so we can figure it out.
So clever.
He's amazing.
80 cents on Rumble for $1. Buffalo Jockey says, do you think you'll be back on radio before you turn 50 years old?
I was talking about that earlier. Will you be back on radio before you turn 50 years old?
How old's Aaron? 38?
Yeah, 37 or 38.
Radio won't be around when you're 50, Aaron.
Correct.
Stop trying to get... It is a dying business. Stay on YouTube where you seem to be making enough money to live.
Way more
Why are you
eyeballs
trying
on
to get back to
YouTube
radio?
than any of your local stations. Correct.
It's crazy.
I hope so, or I'm going to think off and lose my mind. I won't... All right, I want you to tell me if this person did anything wrong. I honestly think we should have just left this guy alone.
Nice. Now he's back to news.
Yeah, he's fine. Leave him alone.
All right, so
Who
now we get
gives a
back
shit?
to the begging.
Somebody, too, says F your $1 at a time. All right, we're taking $1.45 of his $2 that he just gave us
Jesus Christ.
on PayPal.
Party foul. Hold on. He's taking $1.45 and $2 on PayPal? What's the percentage on PayPal? What's he talking about? That doesn't make any sense.
Do they...
He
Is there
prefers
a
PayPal.
transfer fee or
They,
something?
they take like a 1.5%, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that, right. It might be nothing, and it might be just a very small amount, but it's not 55 cents on $2.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was weird. bud.
This is the worst it's ever been. I've never
this
heard
is-
him counting pennies
This is
before.
pathetic.
This is bad.
Yes.
So that's going to put $2 even, Johnny.
$2 even, and we're done.
$2 even.
Because
So
it was $3.40, so you took $1.40. It was, I think it's getting $1.45, but whatever. So now it's not $1.95, but $2. Everyone following this? All right, let's go.
it's a little more. That's a little more than 2 $1 gives on Rumble.
Oh,
So we are 3 $1 gives on Rumble away from knocking it out.
Okay.
$2
This is insane.
is the goal for today. I'm just deciding to. I just want to have a little fun with it.
oh yeah, this is fun.
Yeah,
this is
it's
a
a
lot of
blast.
fun.
Yeah, it's not embarrassing and
I'm just joking.
mockable.
Obnoxious.
Just joking around.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of funny, right, guys? Did I do this?
I don't
Embarrass myself?
desperately want this $2.
It's crazy.
Who are these podcasts?